Oh, I forgot that you can go search for the idyllic Grange with Eagles of the North because it's a plains. That's so sick.
Mm-hmm.
You sure can.
Hippo mentioned that. That's
I did.
Oh, well,
alrighty.
I must not have.
Shall
my editing brain just poofed it from
Dude,
existence.
no, I like to listen to us talk. That's a little bit of hubris, maybe. Is that the word I'm looking for? Hubris?
I listen to backdoor episodes sometimes. If it's an episode,
What's another?
If it's an editing episode where I edited it like through pretty quick, I'll listen through, make sure there wasn't anything to double check.
Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. But sometimes I'll listen to it and I'm just like, I don't remember like Thomas or Hippo saying that. That is a good point. Which is kind of mean. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, episode 29, your favorite podcast where we talk about your favorite format, Pauper. I am your host, Cameron Schindler, trying to get it all out in one breath before my sunburn consumes me. I am joined with my two lovely co-hosts. The first one, I already said maple syrup drinking. What's another? I'm trying to find.
I'm
a
not
new
in Vermont
adjective.
anymore.
The hash slinging.
The hash slinging, slash slinging, the song, the simulac. I can't even not say simulacrum.
The fire
anymore.
blast casting.
The fire blast casting, long haired, loving Thomas Gunn. What's up?
It's me. I'm all of those things. I'm
What
good.
state are you
I'm
in?
good in Massachusetts. I'm in Massachusetts now.
Okay, cool.
Just hanging out. But I did, on my way back from Vermont, I stopped and picked up some Pauper staples from MH3. These are the first MH3 cards I have physically had my hands on.
Ooh, how's it
Posted
feel?
a little pic on Twitter. It feels good. They're like a reasonable quality. They're not super. Sometimes like some of the like newer cards, I don't know what it is, but like especially out of the pre-release kits, I feel like the colors are like super saturated. I don't know if that's just me, but like these look great. These look really good.
That's good.
Just a bunch of the energy cards for my brew in case I want to put that together once I get back to Nashville. So, and then some other Pioneer and a Vexing Bauble for Hammer for Modern.
Oh yeah. What city are you in? In Boston? You in Boston?
Worcester.
Ooh, I've heard of Worcester before.
Right in the middle.
That is the most infuriatingly pronounced city name on the face of the earth.
Not Louisville.
No,
Louisville?
it's the correct pronunciation is Louisville.
No, the correct pronunciation is Louisville.
But to the locals,
Louisville.
it's Louisville.
It's Louisville. You gotta say it like you got some dip in your
Louisville.
mouth.
Yeah, well, the same thing would be from the city I live in. Everybody forgets there's actual vowels.
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
So everybody's got chew in their mouth, and that's our other co-host, Mr. James Hippo Hieronymus.
That's me.
Hippo fact: hippos
Oh, thank God you have one.
live in Nashville. At least one.
Minimum one hippo lives in Nashville.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have one. One day we'll be continuing with this. Okay. We have an episode topic. We're kind of bouncing around a little bit. We got a lot of stuff. Hippo and I played at just a 10-man home tournament type thing that one of our buddies put on as a little going away party. You've heard his name. His name's Jay. He's a buddy of ours. He's getting back surgery, and we just like had like a little last hurrah, play his favorite format, Pauper, with him and stuff. Hang out. He's a blast. He was really fun to drink with.
Yeah.
He was a blast. So we hope a very speedy recovery for Jay.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that to talk about, Hippo and I. We're also going to talk about, we have a fan question. By fan, I mean a buddy. Asked us a question that we'll answer him. Who also played at Jay's house, he was not into Pauper before. He always said, like, man, I just don't want to spend time on another Magic format. And then he wasn't going to say no to our buddy who's getting surgery for playing Pauper, and he played it. Spoiler alert, he won, and now he's hooked. Like,
correct.
He started like looking up decks, watching Pauper content and stuff. It's like, yeah, let's go. And then we'll talk about some MH brews, of course, or how the meta is starting.
The challenges, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot to talk about the challenges. A lot of cool stuff happening. Some of the stuff that we did not think to call out at all and have been called
Correct.
out in that we missed things.
Yes, indeed.
Dude, it's so hard to evaluate cards. It's impossible.
It's like we don't think every card's gonna be good, and then it turns out like a lot of these cards are just very good.
So, Hippo, do
true.
you want to start us with your tournament recap?
Sure. So
Jays?
I actually decided to play a little off the beaten path deck this time for what my normal play style is. I decided to play the dredge deck that I said I had bought a while back.
Ooh, that's right.
That deck was a blast to play. I will definitely admit that. Getting to put Lotless Giants into play and doming people for a lot of damage is a new high I have found. I think I might want to replicate again. So starting off,
it looks fun.
So starting off my day, I actually played against Jay round 1, who was playing Red Black Madness, and I kind of rolled him over game 1, and then game 2 was a little bit closer, and he just kind of drew a couple bricks, and then I just kind of got him.
Was he playing Sneaky Snacker at all?
In his Madness deck,
People are doing that.
he was not.
Huh? Okay.
And then round 2, I played against the eventual winner of the tournament. I played against Austin. I also 2-0'd him. And then I played against our buddy Devin, who was playing Gardens, and I thrashed him as well. Then it was very quick to decide that I was the only 3-0 at that point.
Do you think Gardens was just a dog to the Dredge style of deck?
Yeah, I think it's just like really slow, doesn't have a lot of good interaction.
It's like, cool, kill my really bad creatures.
Yes, please. I was like, I'll put some of these dinky dudes into play to give you some false sense of security.
Oh my gosh.
But then you're just like, I just dome you with like a lot of the giant or whatever.
So much Tithing Blade fodder, and just like it's killing the big guys doesn't matter because you just reanimate them.
Going into
Exactly,
top
yeah.
4 with you and Austin and Carson.
That's correct.
I played against Austin again. By the time that it took me to finish my 3rd round of Magic and the start of the 4th round of Magic, or start of the top 4 of Magic, I decided to have some adult beverages, and it became story time with Hippo by the time Austin and I got to play. Therefore, I may or may not have played particularly well. It's all good. It was a fun house game, so no worries.
No, we were done. I was done with my top 4 match, and I look over, and you're still playing. The game ends. I'm like, all right. I'm like, who got round 2, or who got game 2? And Hippo's like, that was game 1. And I'm like, oh gosh. And I'm like, oh no, here it begins. So that was pretty amusing.
Yep, that's pretty fun.
No, it's always a delight to watch a inebriated Hippo play some Magic the Gathering.
I agree.
We played fast. Well, I was gonna say fast and loose, but we just played loose.
Slow and loose, baby.
Slow and loose. I know, like the first time I played against Austin, game 1, I didn't think was particularly. Well, actually, it was actually really close. The list I played a singular Gnaw to the Bone, and on the first run of Gnaw to the Bone, I had 18 life off of it, and then the second one I gained 30 off of it.
Oh, wow.
The game was still not done. I was still not like out of the clear. I had all 3 of my Lotless Giants were in the bottom 7 cards of my deck, and I was just like dredging over Stinkweed Imp every turn. I'm like, where are these things?
And Austin was on black white,
like Ephemerate.
yeah,
with
black white
Refurbished
blade.
Familiar.
Yeah. So that with Ephemerate, yep, like you
He
said.
was playing Ephemerate. And then game 2, I actually tried to play the game a little slower. I was trying to play around a card that I didn't know if Austin actually had or not. It was I tried to play around Prismatic Strands. I was holding up in this flaring, or gonna try to open this flaring pain forever, and then it ended up he didn't even have he had 0 copies in his 75. So I played around a card for no reason. I could have killed him like, I don't know, 6 turns sooner or something.
But you won that match.
Yeah, I
right?
did win the match. And then I played against Devin, who had like 1 relic in his sideboard, like 1 or 2 relics in his sideboard. I killed the first one, and then he just like kind of died.
From Austin's perspective, he was telling me about when he first played against you in the Swiss. He was saying, I had no idea how that dredge deck worked, and he was saying he was really aggressive with his graveyard hate, and he felt like he didn't need to be aggressive with it. He could have just waited till like a Lotless Giant came out, and that was the correct time instead of doing it early when like a Stinkweed Imp was in there.
I'm not necessarily sure that's the case, because I think the way that the game's played out, I could have actually just started playing creatures. Just play creatures. Like, play a Stinkweed Imp. Like,
Yeah.
I'll make him remove it every single turn until he can, like, I can't do it anymore.
That's true.
And then I'll just eventually kill all of his creatures in play, or, trade with some of the dinky, like, 1/2s and stuff with, like, these, like, Rubble Belt Mavericks. So, it seemed like I'm able to, like, play this fair backup plan and, just have these silly things. And then if I just get to put a Troll or a Generosint or a Lotless Giant to play off these Exhumes and Dread Returns and stuff, totally fine, too. But the fact that you can also just play that regular game is also really cool. This deck plays 36 creatures or something like that. I'm like, this is so many creatures. This is awesome. Oh, I will shout out that one of the newer cards in the deck, the card felt so powerful, was Conduit Pylon. I know that just seems super, super innocuous.
Which card is that?
It's the Filter Land from OTJ. It's the Surveil Filter Land.
Oh.
That card felt so good.
Huh.
Oh, wholly admit that. I was like, this seems super innocuous, right? But you're just like, cool, play this. Put something in the yard. Like, that's awesome. My land just put something in the yard for free, and it taps for any color later.
It's that colorless land.
Yeah, it's that colorless land that you can filter.
We talked about it for Tron. Maybe.
Yeah, we talked about it for Tron, but for this deck, it is very, very good.
That's cool. I mean, you have, like you said, 36 creatures.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Your chances of putting something good in the yard are very high.
Thoughts? Any final thoughts on it? Do you love it?
Yeah, I think the deck was super fun to play. I think the deck is resilient to the hate. Like, you can either play, as I said, the fair game plan where you just play dinky dudes, and then you eventually just randomly kill your opponent because they've exhausted trying to, interact with your graveyard, then they died of just the normal creature beats, and then you also have the backup plan where they have killed all your creatures, and you're just like, oops, Lotless Giant, you're dead.
Yeah, you put a counter on a Stinkweed Imp and start flying over.
Yeah, fly over for two a turn. It's nothing to scoff at. I'll say, and then, it has, just 6 mana cast a Troll. What's wrong with that? Put a Troll into play on turn 2 with an Exhume. It's totally fine.
How was sideboarding? That deck seems like it's really hard to sideboard with because so many, kind of like a classic graveyard deck. It's so everything works.
So I didn't board out a ton of cards. I boarded out. I think mainly the cards I boarded out were things like the land or Circle of the Land Druid, and things of that nature. Some of those less impressive cards, I guess is the best way to say it. But I didn't board out some of the staple cards you need to function. I wasn't boarding out things like Satyr Wayfinder. Satyr Wayfinder is the best of the mill creatures, I think. So I didn't board out things out like that. I didn't board out I may have boarded out a land cycler here or there. But
did you board out any Exhumes or Dredge Returns?
Yeah, I did because I wasn't super hard into it. If I knew the matchup dictated for it, or if I felt the matchup dictated for it, I would keep them all in. But I mean, you can board out 1 or 2 on whatever side. I don't think it's huge because you're not boarding in a ton of cards realistically. I mean, you kind of have an idea of what you're playing against and know what kind of hate they're gonna have. Then you can kind of play around that hate with whatever you need it to be.
Relic, the colorless hate.
Yeah, cool. I'll just play. I can say I get to board in 4 Ancient Grudge. Cool.
And just try to force that relic through.
Yeah, just get the relic, get it gone because one you can mill it over off your Stinkweed Imps. That's insane. And then or put it in the graveyard with Pylon or whatever. But no, the deck felt super strong. I would definitely run it back.
It looked like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was having a blast.
Cool. So you ended in top 4?
Yeah, I ended in top 4.
Got some Paxi doodles.
Yeah, it was fun.
Heck yeah. I played Mardu Synthesizer. So I played that little creature suite of 4 Glinthawks, 4 Core Skyfishers, my favorite thing in the world, and 4 Thraben. Wait. I don't even remember if I played Thraben Inspectors or not. I don't think I did. No, I didn't play any Thraben Inspectors.
I don't think you did.
No. Wild. Unless I'm crazy. No, I played 4. We'll say I played 4. Yeah. I don't even remember what I played. Jeez. Then, of course, 4 Refurbished Familiars. So kind of similar to what Austin played. And so it's kind of just this black-white blade shell that I loved so much before. But plus Experimental Synthesizer and Refurbished Familiar. And I played just 18 all artifact lands. In retrospect, is very dangerous.
Any other red cards besides sideboard cards?
Some Blast and Gorilla Shamans and stuff like that. I had 2 Cart Clan Shamans main board, and I boarded them out every single match. They did nothing for me the entire game. Just very unimpressive. Just nobody played mono red, and that's what they're there for. And I had two
That
more
was
on the
what I was
sideboard,
gonna
and I'm just
ask.
looking at these, and I'm just like, yucky. These are doing nothing for me. I wish those would have been just 2 more copies of Dust to Dust or 2 more Castinifiers, just because the Castinifiers could cover the artifact decks plus the Coggate stuff. But anyway, I'll go through my little tournament report. I played against our friend Anna. We have talked about her on the show before. She was playing Cogates, and she piled that deck really, really well. We played I think it was 2 very long games. I don't remember how game 1 went. Forgive me there. I got there. But game 2, she was pumping something every turn, whether it was a Modern Age flipped or a Sacred Cat, and I was blocking and just letting a thing died. But at some point, she had 2 Basilisk Gates, a few creatures, but I just had 3 Glint Hawks, 3 Core Skyfishers. I just had a bunch of Refurbished Familiars. My board was just ginormous, and it got to a point where she had to stop attacking with her creature, otherwise she would die on the crackback, because she went to go Basilisk Gate up a Sacred Cat, and I killed the Sacred Cat token. So eventually we got to a point where she had the 1 creature, and I had a really, really wide board, and I was just able to get her on Xaxes on the last turn. She conceded, and I had 4 cards left in my library at the end of the game, and I saw every single creature in my deck. It was wild. And there was one point where she Journey to Nowhere, one of my standard bearers. That's the thing that you have to target it as a legal target, so it's really good to get around Basilisk Gate, because they have to target with their Basilisk Gate to pump it. She Journey to Nowhere, one of them. One got destroyed somehow. I'm not quite sure how one ends up in the graveyard against Cogates. But I had a Blood Fountain play. I didn't have 4 mana. She got a Dust to Dust the Blood Fountain, so I couldn't get back the standard bearer again. So it was just wild. And I think that was the second Blood Fountain I had. So she fought her way through 3 standard bearers, which is a pain in that deck. So we just went back and forth forever, and I just went a lot lighter. She kind of went a big land sprout, so I was able to take that game. That was just a wild game. My brain was mush after. That was very fun. Those were good games. Round 2, I played against Devin. He was playing Gardens. Hippo, you played against him too. Again, I can't remember these game 1s. Game 1, I end up winning, I think, just through kind of the classic, getting some beats, and I have some burn spells like Galvanic Blast and Lightning Bolt. So against Gardens, you just kind of want to try to get in with your flyers as much as you can, and then try to burn them out to finish them. You have so much card draw. I'm playing Deadly Disputes with Experimental Synthesizers. We all know how busted that card can be. I wanted to flip my whole library over that day. So I got him game
Same.
1. Yeah, you too, in a different way. Game 2, he just I kept a risky 2-lander. I got punished. He deglamored. He just shuffled away a few of my lands into my library, and that I just fell behind really bad. In Game 3, he didn't have the land destruction. I also kept missing my 3rd land drop, which was really awkward, and I probably should have mulliganed that hand. And I'm just super frustrated. I was able to play a couple Refurbished Familiars, a Synthesizer that whiffed, maybe a Glint Hawk to bounce a Synthesizer, whiff on a land again. It was I flipped over and drew 6 cards before I found my 3rd land. He was kind of managing my board as I was digging for that land, and eventually I found that 3rd land. And I've always had a grip of 7 just because I'm bouncing all these cards and drawing cards, and I'm like, all right, cool, I can start pressuring the board a little bit more now. And I look up, I'm like, Devin, how many cards in your hand? He's like, 1. And I'm like, oh, I cannot lose. There's no way. He ends up playing Drown in Sorrows just to scry 1, just because I had 2 Core Skyfishers out, and it was pretty over on that. I don't even know what happened. I just looked up, I'm like, how many cards? 1. And I'm like, oh, cool.
You just woke up from the grind fever dream.
Yeah, exactly. I was just so focused. I'm like, I need to find that 3rd land. I just gotta there's 2 turns. I think I had a discard from 8 from Deadly Disputes and stuff. Round 3, I played against Carson. I got game 1. He kind of did like the classic Ponza thing, you know. You kind of ramp in.
Oh, he was
and
on
then-
Ponza? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Was he playing any of
defaulted back. He's a
the
really
new
pretty-
hotness?
No new
Oh,
hotness.
we didn't
yet.
know
No
yet.
new hotness.
We
I
didn't know.
We had no idea. I think.
Someone in the room did though.
Oh, was playing the hotness
Yeah.
or new? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, John Burr was.
Mr. Burr, yeah.
he was
no,
playing Ponza?
He
No, he wasn't playing Ponza, but he was
playing a
some-
brew.
Oh, that's cool.
He sent me the list.
He was playing a brew with some writhing crystals.
It was pretty sick.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even check in to see what he was playing. Damn,
Yeah, he's playing
I
some
missed
cool.
that.
He's playing some sick cards.
But Carson, I got him game 1, just kind of ran him over. Game 2, he just stone rained me, and his Ponza deck is so beautiful. It's like
It's very
all
pretty.
foiled out. It's dope. But he just kind of stone rained me. He took out the bad stone rains and he put the good stone rains in the form of
The
the glamours. Yeah. So he just kind of blew me out of that game, and then game 3 he slammed at a initiative creature. I killed the initiative creature. I had like a few flyers on the board. I get in there and I take the initiative back. I'm like, okay, I'm at a low life total. I'm like, I feel like this game is mine. I stabilize. This is my game now. He top decks and wait Altasaur, plays it, hits Avenging Hunter, and takes the initiative. I'm just like,
Let's
you gotta
go.
be kidding me.
That's right. That's how we do it.
And it was funny, and I'm just like, and of course I'm just like, you are so lucky. I'm just like, my Ponza is supposed to cascade into a wild growth, not this
No.
stuff.
What are you
So
talking
it's
about?
kinda
I've
funny.
only
It
ever
was-
cascaded into like excellent hits every time. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was funny. So he got me there. Then round 4 at 2-1, I was still able to draw in because whoever got paired down lost, so it kind of just messed everything up.
No, I got paired down in round 3 and I won.
Somebody else got paired down and lost.
Oh, okay.
So like things got like really weird.
Yeah.
So there was only 2 2-1s and they drew, and that was me.
And there was the 2 3-0s, and that was me and Carson.
Yep.
I love how the 2-1s ended up in the finals.
Oh.
But the 3-0s didn't.
That's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
So yeah,
They got revenge.
Yeah, so me and Carson play again in the semifinals. That time I got there in 2 games. I don't really remember too much of them. I think it just ended kind of unfairly. Like I just was able, like he didn't have like all the stone rains game 2, and I just built my board and went crazy. Like I think like game 1 I like played a synthesizer on an empty board and hit a Glint Hawk, picked that up, and the synthesizer hit like a refurbished familiar or something off the trigger from the Glint Hawk bouncing it. And he looks at me and he's like, yeah, you say my deck's lucky. And I just burst out laughing. I'm like, okay, you're right. my deck
Hey,
takes
you know.
a little bit of luck too. It's magic, baby. You got to get lucky. So I thought that was kind of funny because he kind of got me there when I said like your deck's so lucky. And he's like, nah, you son. So I got Carson there. Then it was me and Austin in the finals. Like I said, Austin wasn't really a big fan of Pauper before just because like he just didn't want to get into another format. But he couldn't say no to Jay's beautiful face. And so dragged him out. He was really interested in the Blade deck. Played the Blade deck, and he just kicked my butt. It wasn't remotely close. It was kind of... We played 3 games, and not a single one of them I would say was particularly close. Game 1, he kind of just played Refurbished Familiar a lot more than me. He was able to get it out first, and actually I think I got my Refurbished Familiar out first, but he was able to play that and have Ephemerate. Like, I think I had a point to Lightning Bolt it, but he had Ephemerate up, so at no point was I really comfortable Lightning Bolting it because he had the Ephemerate. And I can't remember at what position I think I had to choose to either build my board or hold up the Lightning Bolt for the Ephemerate if he goes for it. And of course, I was greedy and tapped out. And so kind of got shredded game 1. Then game 2, he kept a 2-lander, the black artifact land, and a bounce land. And I was on the play, and I cast to fire his Ancient Den, or his black artifact land. He was stuck with a bounce land. And I had like the slowest clock, but eventually drew like a Refurbished Familiar and just got to beat him to death with that. In game 3, I mulled to 4. To be fair, he mulled to 5.
He mulled to 5,
but
yeah.
It didn't feel good. Mulling to 4. 4 is a big difference in 5. And I just got stone rain out of the game. It wasn't particularly fun. Oh well. It was fun. I was glad that Austin got a win.
We have a live call in.
Do we?
Yeah, Spencer says hi.
Oh, hi, Spencer.
Hi, Spencer.
That's funny. So I got some Packarooskies. I think I ended up getting, I don't remember how many packs, but a pack of MH2, baby. So that was nice. Or MH3, not MH2. So,
Nice.
yeah, that was cool.
Would you run back your deck again? I assume so.
No.
No?
I
Did
think,
you get it out of your system?
yeah, I played way too many artifact lands. Maybe I just really, really didn't enjoy the games that I lost because my mana base is so vulnerable. Like, I think at this point, just black-white blade just looks so much better.
That's fair. Your mana base just looks a lot cleaner.
Your mana base is cleaner, and, like, yes, as much as I love experimental synthesizer, it's just you don't need it anymore. Like,
Your deck
No,
has,
you can
like, a
draw
ton
so
of
many
value
cards
already in itself.
between Deadly Dispute
Yeah,
and
and-
Ichor Wellspring type effects. Like you'll go through
Well,
your deck.
more so, I think
even the
refurbished
refurbished
familiar. I think that in the black-white shell replaces the synthesizer, because they're either discarding a card or drawing a card, and, like, yes, you
So you're up
don't.
a card regardless.
Yeah, you don't get it leaving the battlefield trigger like synthesizer. Synthesizer is, once you start bouncing it, you get 2 cards out of 1. But refurbished familiar comes with a 2/1 flying body. That's very relevant, and, like, that deck already plays, like, so many important flyers. So I just think that replaces synthesizer, and you just don't need it anymore. You get to play the cleaner mana base. I will say, though, with red, I feel like the best part of red was having the Galvanic Blast and the Lightning Bolt backup. Because that game with Anna, like, when I feel like I started turning, like, the table, she was at 33, and I'm just like, Gal Blast your face. You know, and, like, makeshift munitions is a hell of a card. You can play makeshift munitions and sack everything and dome your opponent. That won me one of the games against Devin, I think, where he was starting to stabilize a little bit, and I just played a makeshift munitions and had 2 Gal Blasts in hands, and that was Jover. But it sucks because I do like the Mardu Synth, but I do just think the black-white is just better. Because, like you said, Thomas, you have the Deadly Disputes and the Ichor Wellsprings. That does a plenty fine job at drawing cards.
Other than just muck up your mana base a lot and make yourself super vulnerable
And
to a lot of stuff.
Exactly. It's just not worth it. Yes, you get Red
Right.
Blast, but Dust to Dust, you can't Red Blast Dust to Dust. You know, you don't really have a way to get around Dust to Dust besides them not having it. You Dust to Dusting them first, if that's the world we live in. It does with the black-white blade deck. There is a world where you can't refurbish familiar on turn 2, which is annoying, because in this deck you only play artifact land, so you can always familiar on turn 2 unless you just don't have the colors, which I got color screwed one game. So, like, that is a problem with Pauper. 3-color decks are very tricky to play unless you're, you know, cock gates and you're splashing some red sideboard cards and you just name red off a gate.
Same with Ephemerate. Ephemerate's kind of the same way.
Ephemerate.
Yeah, you only need, like,
Yeah.
you have so many blues.
Oh,
Like, your
blue
deck's just
just
like
got-
almost
yeah,
all blue
yeah.
spells, then you're just like 1 or 2 like white and red spells.
So yeah, that the deck felt really good. The black-white deck, it looked really good. It was fun. I'm glad I had a little tilt moment after the end of it. I was just like, and I
told
just
me about
kind of
that.
took a Gorilla Shaman and just crunched the Gorilla Shaman in my hand. Just kind of yeeted the Gorilla Shaman, and I took my refurbished familiars and just kind of crushed those in my hand too. I just need a stress ball, man. Austin's like, you need to get a stress ball with your logo and like a QR code on there.
It's true.
That'd be pretty cool.
Merch.
Maybe one day we can get those rolling out. Which is fine. They're commons. It's whatever. I probably shouldn't crush cards, but that's how I do it. That's how I tilt.
I ripped a set of all that glitters on.
Yeah,
live.
that wasn't from a tilt though. You know what I
No,
mean?
it wasn't a
Yeah,
tilt.
yeah,
That was for fun.
for sure. Yeah, but I'm just a quick tilter. Like, I'm fine. Like, I tilted off, had my thing, and then I drove home with Austin. Like, I drove with them, so it's like we're fine. We played bags after, which was cornhole, not bags. Gross. It was fun. Yeah, I think you skedaddled at that point.
Yeah,
But
I skedaddled off and went to a show with Carson. Actually, it was fun.
Q. I don't know. I don't know what I really want to play in the format moving forward. I don't know if I just want to default to the black-white blade deck. I don't know. Like, Dredge looks really fun. Coggate's kind of winding down, but I really like how that deck plays.
Maybe we can give you an answer based on this week's question.
Maybe. Oh, shall we move it? Austin, the guy, our friend that I lost to in
The
the
guy.
finals. He's
that guy.
The guy.
That
That- the
guy.
guy.
We've been talking about.
the guy I work with.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a question for us.
He sent us in a little question doodle. Did either of you have it pulled up?
I sure do.
Would you like to read me it?
Go for it, James.
Sure.
Us.
All right.
So self-centered.
This is a very easy question, but a fun one to talk about. It said, would Glorious Anthem be too strong for Pauper? Or what would it take for an anthem to be good without it being too good?
So he picked me up this morning for work, because we work together, and he just drives me. He lives. Yeah, he picked me up and he asked me that question, and like I snapped off. I'm like, yeah, that'd be way too good.
Okay.
But I'm like, let me think about it.
Interesting.
So
I
specifically
have
Glorious
opinion.
Anthem, for those who don't actually know what Glorious Anthem is, it's an old card. It hasn't been printed in forever, so it's 1 white for an enchantment that says all your creatures gain +1/+1. That's just very simple, right?
Seems good.
Cool. So let me throw out there that I think on rate that card is not that good anymore.
I agree.
Like I do not think that's good enough. Like just a simple 3 mana enchantment that gives your creatures +1/+1. I don't know that's good enough anymore.
I don't think it's good enough on rate, but yet it's Pauper. You have to play off rate cards. That's just how it is.
No, I get it.
I disagree.
I don't think in the state
about
the
that statement.
format.
Look at the mono white deck. It's playing Guardian's Pledge. I don't think that's an on rate card.
That's a +2/+2.
+2/+2 for the same.
But that's one turn.
Right, but that's the turn you're winning. So that's an I win the game button. That's a different type
that's
of
fair.
card.
It's the turn you win the game. It's also
You don't always win the game after, though.
I also use Guardian's Pledges as an anti-wrath card.
And that's what this anthem could do.
Well, it's only +1/+1. This is where that's like +2/+2, and so.
But think about with your Thraben Inspectors, you now have a bunch of 2/3s.
Yeah, that's
Like
fine.
you play 8 Thraben Inspectors, all your Thrabens. That's a very good. That's more than
They can
fine,
still
I
get
think.
bolted. They
I mean,
still
I think,
lose in
like,
combat to anything with any reasonable size.
Please bolt my Thraben Inspector. But look at the meta. What's a reasonable sized creature right now?
Well, now I think it's the next 4 at this rate.
Yeah, that's true. But not everybody's
Or actually,
going to play.
Actually, it's the next 5. But
Yeah, not everyone's going to play Ponza.
No, but that we'll get to that later.
What's
But no, on the
next?
point of on Glory, like exactly the card Glorious Anthem. I think the card Glorious Anthem is not good enough on its own. Like I do not think 3 mana enchantment +1/+1 to your team is good enough. That's just my personal opinion. That does not mean it is correct. I think interactive or not interactive necessarily, but it's kind of an interactive like we were talking about with the other one, the Guardian's Pledge. I think that is a perfect pseudo Glorious Anthem that you can play, and I think is a reasonable card for the same mana cost. It does kill them the turn you play it. If not, it protects your team from like a -2/-2 effect or something of that nature. There is a -3/-3 effect that nobody plays. Shocking, I don't know why. But
Suffocating Fumes?
no, there's a -3 effect. It's a red
Suffocating?
card.
No.
It's a red card.
Oh, red?
Yeah, it's red. 4 mana red card deals 3 damage to all creatures.
Oh, okay. Not -3.
No, not for 3 mana. No, but it's not like putting any advantage on the board. It's not.
Neither does Guardian's Pledge, though.
I understand, but the fact that it is an instant instead of just sitting there is kind of where I'm at. Like you don't have to. Like you're not like forced to play it. Like it just doesn't seem very good. I don't know. It just seems bad.
See, but Guardian's Pledge you can only play when you're ahead.
I think we need to get away from
wanna
this
play when you're ahead.
Guardian's
That's when it's
Pledge
best.
comparison because they are functioning as different cards. As much as it is also like an anthem of sorts, Guardian's Pledge is fulfilling a different type of role than just an anthem would do. Where an anthem, where like often you would play an anthem where like you build out a board of creatures and then you anthem and then like you swing or whatever. Whereas Guardian's Pledge is very different where you get to swing first, make your opponent think whether or not you have it. There's a lot more play to it, so it's kind of a different type of card. I'm in the camp with James on this, I think, where I think that playing at a enchantment that sits there and all it does is buff your team +1/+1 at sorcery speed and it doesn't do anything else. Like nowadays, in order for that card to get printed, it has to have a bunch of extra text on it, and they've printed stuff like that. Like give all, like in Shadows over Innistrad,
But never a
give,
common.
Give all your creatures vigilance, like all this sort of stuff. I agree with you. They've never printed that at common, but I think based on the power level of the decks that exist in current Pauper, like in today's metagame, I think 1 white enchantment, all your creatures you control get +1/+1, is bad.
You can't convince me Thraben turn 1, Thraben turn 2, and then turn 3 Glorious Anthem is not good. That's pretty akin to Godolpha.
Cool. Where's Godolpha right now in the metagame?
Yeah, not very well. Okay. Probably because they're all X ones.
Well, yes, I get that's part of it. It's all okay. Well, let's move to the second half of that question then. Because Thomas and I are obviously in the camp that we think that it's fine. We think it's like slow enough that it's.
I don't think it's meta breaking. I just don't think it's trash either.
Yeah, I think it would show up in a deck, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, mono white.
Yeah, I mean in mono white, I think. But mono white's like, again, it's always like a fringe deck. I don't think it's like ever going to be tier 1.
It's done really good this weekend.
I mean, it did good this weekend. It's also in the hands of the player who continuously does well with the deck.
It had more pilots than usual and
Sure,
kept a good win
but
percentage.
the highest placing person was the good person who does continuously play this deck.
That makes sense.
So let's throw that out there as a whatever. But
That's like, well,
It's like, well,
Familiar's had a
Travis
good
Brown
weekend.
won all these
Well, look
events
who
with
won with
Hammer, that's, but,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who
So-
Travis
so-
Brown is. I
so
know who Thomas Hammer Gun is.
Oh,
But
wow.
So the second half of
I
the,
know who
the
Travis
second
is.
half of
He's
that
cool.
question that Austin asked was, what would it take for an anthem to be good without it being too good?
I think it would be one white, so 3 mana,
Sure.
enchantment.
Yeah.
Creatures you control get +1/+1.
It's literally the same card.
Yeah, I think it's good. That's my
Is it
point.
Good without too good.
I think that'd be good without being too good.
Again, I think it's.
See, I agree
it's
with that
fine.
too.
I'm I'm
Like,
not overly
yeah.
impressed by it.
I'm not saying it's like,
I mean,
it's
totally
like
fine.
too good. I'm not saying it's. I'm saying I would not play it, and if my opponent played it against me, I would be ecstatic. I'd be like, cool, great. That card does basically nothing. But I'm not saying that it
Until
needs to be
it does
better.
you like 6 damage over 2 turns.
It's the same thing as the Godolpha, though.
Yeah,
It's just-
that's why Godolpha's good.
I mean, yeah, but I think this is a slower deck. It's not putting the pressure on nearly as hard, right?
You could say that about Godolpha versus any combo deck though.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the same can be said here as well. I mean, you place that against a combo deck, it's probably not good enough either. Like a combo deck that can't win by turn 4 or like turn 5. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that happens. They stumble.
I mean, I think they're going to execute their
Every deck
combo
can stumble.
likely
Yeah.
on turn 4, turn 5, like against. Okay, see if you went turn 1 Inspector, turn 2, and like turn 2 Inspector, turn 3 Glorious Anthem. I'm sure the combo player would scream in joy if that happened to them, because that's the pressure they have. Like that's not enough.
Glorious Anthem wouldn't kill them either.
It's like, okay, fog.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't think it's like.
Yeah, I guess Fog's
I don't think
different.
it's too. I don't think it's too good, and I don't think it's like. I don't even know. Like, say it's like just fine enough that it would see play.
I guess when Austin initially asked me this question this morning, I was like, no, that'd be way too good. And I'm like, okay, let me think about it. And I have come down from that. Like, I don't think it's meta breaking. I think it would make mono white a decent bit better though. Give me Banalished Marshall from Dominaria, the white, so 3 white pips.
Now we're talking.
For the 3/3 other
Now
white
we're
creatures you control
talking.
get +1/+1. I would love. I mean, how many rares? We've had like 1 rare straight to common before in
had
the
a few.
Oracle. Oh, okay, have we?
We've had a few.
Well, that's the one I remember.
Yeah, we've had a few. We've had like
But-
the Mortician Beetle and Elvish Vanguard and things like that.
The
That's why-
Avatar of
that's
the
why I'm, like, I'm not
Wilds
super,
from
like, this.
Modern Masters 2015.
Austin's tearing us apart. Look
Oh,
what he's
yeah.
doing to us.
So
This
no,
is-
I think
this is a plant.
This is. I mean, I think this is a good question. That, like
it is.
exercises thought. I mean,
I agree.
like say, just based on what I know, what of the format, I just think it is completely fine. Also, let me throw this in there. We just get a card that like very easily answers a Thraben Charm with Thraben Charm answers the Glorious Anthem. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of answers to it too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think
Dawnbringer
you
clerics.
could print it into the format and it would be fine.
I agree. I think it'd be fine. I had a statement. It's gone. Oh, but we're also awful at evaluating cards.
Apparently,
So
as we'll learn. In
All Magic players are mostly.
yeah.
So there we go.
But I'm willing to be wrong on air for everyone.
I'm not.
I am.
No, I'm kidding.
I get called out for it enough. I might as well be okay with it.
I tell Austin this a lot. I'm joking when I say this at work, mostly. I say I do not open my mouth unless I think I'm saying something correct.
You said that in front of me, too, and I shot that down with quickness.
I know. It's more of a play on words, because or not a play on words, more of a...
Joking joking itself in a joke.
Yeah, because I like to say outlandish things for the sake of being outlandish.
It's true, you do.
Okay, enough of Austin tearing our friendship apart. Shall we move it? We got some. Let's talk about this Pauper Creator Showdown Challenge first. What happened? What is this?
All right,
I don't even know what this
the
is.
Magic Online. Yeah, so Magic Online Creator Program is something that Magic Online and the folks over at Daybreak created earlier this year. It was a bit of a kerfuffle in terms of folks being able to sign up. I tried to get us signed up on behalf of the podcast. Unfortunately, we didn't quite make the cut. And apparently a lot of people that I think would have been really good fits did not make the cut. It felt a little first come, first serve, even though they said that there would be like a window they would approve people. I'm not sure. I think they're going to open it up for more people to apply down the line. I shouldn't say more than I know. So, but regardless, the creator program is a good thing. It is a good thing that it exists. It provides opportunities for Magic Online content creators, whether that's through written work or streaming or YouTube or Twitter posts, whatever, to have a platform supported by Daybreak and Magic Online to just showcase the program, because like Arena has gotten a lot of showcase over the last few years, and Magic Online has had a real resurgence like since lockdown and COVID and the last several years of like it being really the premier place to play competitive Magic consistently. And so this is an opportunity for the creator side of the Magic Online community to just showcase different formats, showcase different things. And so they have these showdowns going on. And the first one they did was a Pauper showdown. And I think it's like 32 people-ish. No, it's 48. It's 48 people that are in the program. They all get randomly divvied up. Like I was chatting with Ethan, my friend Ethan, about this when we went to an RCQ a couple weeks ago, and he is in the modern pool coming up in July, and he has no idea what he's going to play. He's a limited guy, but this was Pauper. And I'm going to try and convince him to play Hammer. I haven't told him yet, but I'm going to try and convince him to play Hammer.
I haven't told him yet.
He'll hear this. So this first one was Pauper. So we have like a bunch of big names, like Doomwake was in here. Gabriel Nassif was in here. Kalikai's was in this pool. A bunch of very talented players, very skilled players, and content creators. So
and Kalikai's repping Pauper format himself. Like he's a Pauper player.
Yeah, it was really really cool to have him on here, as well as some other folks that have put up numbers as well. I'll go through. I'll read the top 8 here. There's a couple lists that I personally want to go into more detail once we get later on in the challenges, but if there's but there's one in particular I definitely want to dive into here, and then if you guys have anything, we'll go at it. So I'll read off the top 8 here. In 8th place, Against on Rakdos Madness. In 7th place, Kalikai's on Poison Storm. Woo! In 6th place, Lucas de Almeida Hervas on Gruul Panza. This is the one I want to get to later. There are some inklings of the things I want to talk about, but I think the list is much more streamlined come the Sunday challenge. In 5th place, Bob the Dog, Gabriel Nassif on Boros Bully. In 4th place, Michael Jacob on a very he's fine. I met him in Barcelona. Okay. Actually, we ordered drinks next to each other. He was very chill. Yeah. he was super chill actually. And also he was lost in the venue, and I pointed him where to go. It was actually really funny.
That also tracks.
In 4th place, Michael Jacob on a very innovative take on Dimir Terror that I'm excited to talk about. In 3rd place, Nola Gold on Grixis Affinity. In 2nd place, Nicholas Boney on Green White Boggles. And in first place, with a 6-0 record, it looks like, El Gran Boa on Grixis Affinity. Let's take a look at this first place list. Wow, just 2 Frogmite, 4 Enforcer, the Clarkhan Shaman, and the Refurbished Familiars. 2
This
makeshift
is a makeshift munitions deck if I have ever seen one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to kill makeshift pretty hard. Try to crack in with the...
Like, you get a couple hits in with, like, Mirror Enforcer to finish them off, or, like, Refurbished Familiars and finish them off with makeshift. That seems like the game plan here.
And it's not an understatement how big of a pain that Blood Fountain can be when you're, like, picking up Mirror Enforcers or... Now familiars, refurbished familiar, like that card grinds, baby.
Accurate.
I want to talk about this Dimir Terror list by Michael Jacob. This is super, super sweet. He's only playing it's a blue-black list, so he's only playing the 4 Tolarian Terrors, no other Terrors, no Delvers or anything like that. We got 1 Murmuring Mystic in the main. But the innovation here is playing the full set of Sneaky Snacker. This is one of our new cards that we called out a couple weeks ago. It's the blue-black for the 2/1. It's a flyer, and when you draw your 3rd card in a turn, you get to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So I love this, and he called it out as a way to play around Tithing Blade really consistently. He's got additional ways to get it into the yard by playing 4 copies of the Modern Age, which then also turns into a creature to help defend against Tithing Blade, as well as just Thought Scour, Mental Note, just putting it in the bin. Yeah, no, the Modern Age is also new to this style for sure. It's super sick. I think it's a really cool innovation. I think our first thoughts with Snacker was like, oh well, then fairies can maybe max out on Brainstorm, or you build like a Deadly Dispute Snacker value deck or something. But just being able to just randomly hit one of these in the bin and then be able to just Brainstorm, get it back in response to a Tithing Blade, like on your opponent's turn, that's sick. That is so cool.
And I do like how this can play on the angle of attacking in the air, because some decks just gun them up the ground, like these stupid dredge decks that just play a bunch of really bad creatures mostly on the ground.
Point.
There are a few flyers, but you can just get in with a few sneaky snackers and get a little snack in there. No. And the Modern Age too is a flyer itself.
The Modern Age.
Right.
I am fascinated by the Modern Age here. No, I mean it's not that it's not a good card. Obviously, it's a good card. It's just one nobody had the thought to put in any of these terror decks forever when it's a completely fine card on its own.
Yeah, I think Sneaky Snacker is a big.
I mean, Sneaky Snacker does help the cause for sure.
I think moving forward in Pauper, contesting the air is going to be really important. So people are playing Glint Hawks and Refurbished Familiars. A 2/3 flyer isn't a bad stat line, such as another
really
2/3 flyer that we all know.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. The skies take Pauper pretty hard right now.
Anything else you guys want to go over from the Creator Showdown? Kind of nice.
Yeah, I think go
pop
for
up.
it, Hippo.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
I was going to say I want to
look at us.
I want to talk about Gabe Nassif's list. That was where our heads were. So this is kind of looking back at the. What's the word? What time frame was that?
Boros Bully, kind of pre-synth and after synth.
Yeah, that's kind of where.
That's
kind of where it is.
Yeah, it's 2016,
2021,
2017-ish.
No,
it's not quite back that.
Not
quite back that far. This is a deck. I mean, this is a deck that's been even good within the last year.
Yeah,
so it's still a fine deck. This is a deck that can just show up to a challenge, because the cool thing about this deck is it is super super customizable. There's tons and tons of flexible spots here, and Gabe chose to play some things like Thraben Charm and as his biggest flex slot, Rally the Peasants. Springleaf Drum was a weird one, but a cool one nonetheless. But yeah, no, this is it's just a value Boros deck that's not trying to play super hard on the synth axis. It's trying to play super hard out of the graveyard and try to taking advantage of these draw two or draw 2 or 3 effects.
Yeah, I like Thrilling Discovery here a lot. That's a really cool card. Red and a white. Where'd it go? Red and a white sorcery. For you gain 2 life, then you may discard 2. You may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. So it's another way just to pitch your Prismatic Strands and maybe land, get up a card.
Battle Screech.
Yeah, Battle Screech too. Get up some cards, see some new cards.
This is a good Battle Screech deck. So like, I think this is like the better like mono white deck because it's essentially a mono white deck.
Yeah, and like the Boros Bully deck before was basically mono white, splash for Lightning Bolt, and the flashback Rally the Peasants and Faithless Looting.
That's kind of what that's just exactly what this is. I do think this is a sweet list.
It was funny. Austin asked me the question. He's like, what anthems do Pauper have? And I said Glorious Anthem, and there's one that you can tap and untap white creature and use that one.
Ramosian Rally.
Yep. And then I'm like Rally the Peasants, but I'm like Rally the Peasants hasn't like it kind of like went to the wayside. And I saw this. I'm like, oh, that's funny. That's popped up.
It's that card usually waxes and wanes with things like Kadoltha pretty synonymously.
Yeah, and man, talk about a card like you're saying Glorious Anthem and killing a shot. Rally the Peasants.
Yeah, Rally the Peasants will just kill them. I think the first time I actually got to play like any of these Boros decks in Pauper, I actually played something very similar to this. It was a synthesizer deck with the Kadoltha package because it also had the Rally the Peasants in the deck, which was cool. And man, it didn't feel great because my deck felt kind of clunky.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
synthesizer in 3 drops.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm sure I hit that card multiple times in a day, but no, I mean, I think this is like a cool mid-range strategy that I don't think a lot of people play. And I think more people should because, again, as I said, I think it's super, super flexible because there's a ton of good red and white cards that you can play in the deck. Like, there's no shortage of good cards there. If you really wanted to metagame super hard for like any particular deck, you could. So
I mean, 4 Dust to Dust, 4 Gorilla Shamans in the sideboard.
Yeah, if you really just want to beat Affinity, or attempt to beat Affinity, you could sure give it a good shot. Also, there's things like you could play like 8 Red Blast if like blue decks were huge, like a weekend, and you can. I remember Kerblinski actually played this deck or something very similar to this deck a few months ago, and then played main deck Pyroblast because Terror was so huge in the metagame. But the cool part about the list is you can play all these like the Thrilling Discoveries that you can just get rid of them. Like, you don't need them. Like, they're just dead cards. You put them in the graveyard, but the rest of your deck is completely functional. So you can target your like hate cards even in the main deck if you really want to, if you really wanted to beat something specific.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, white and red have really good sideboard cards.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Real quick on this tournament too, there were only 48 players, but the most represented deck was Grixis Affinity by quite a bit. Shocking. It was 31.9, so basically 32% of the field was Grixis Affinity, and that's probably because a lot of these players aren't Pauper players necessarily, so they're like, okay, what's good right now? What's a really good deck? And Grixis Affinity has been doing pretty well in the challenges and stuff, and that's before MH3, so then you look at Refurbished Familiar, and it doesn't take a genius to look at that card and be like, oh, that's kind of good, you know? So I think it's just because of that. But it is only 48 players, so it's like you can't really say too much on that.
But no, everything.
Shall we move it over to the
challenges? All right,
challenges.
Let's do it. Cool. So
we'll talk about Gruul and challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I want to talk about it once we get to it in the Sunday challenge. I'm very excited to talk about Gruul.
Sunday. What day was the first challenge?
First challenge, Friday, June 14th. This is the Pauper Challenge 32 with 61 players. That's a big 32 challenge. In 8th place.
There's a lot of people trying to play this deck.
Yeah, a lot of people trying to play some Pauper.
Play this format right now.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a fun time to do it. In 8th place, Luffy Do Chapeau Tapala on Mono Black Control. I'm going to take a quick peek. Yeah, it's
three retro-fitted Transmogrants.
Wow.
If only someone said that card looks all right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it was me.
In
y'all dogged me on it.
In 7th place, we can go over it. In 7th place, Seiden Raken, aka Kalikais, on Poison Storm. In 6th place, G Montiero on Mono White Heroic. In 5th place, Niederschatten on Rakdos Madness. In 4th place, Doblep on Is It Terror? In 3rd place, Boki Floki on Goblin Combo, aka Mogwarts. In 2nd place, Tyrube 1618 on Old Faithful Cycling Storm. And in first place with an 8-1 record, Pedro Stone on Green-White Boggles. The Hexproof deck is back, baby. The inclusion of the new spell Malevolent Rumble, which, Cameron, you called out in our preview show. 1 and a green for the sorcery. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. You put the rest in the graveyard, and then you make a spawn token. It's...
I don't think I called out its applications in Boggles, though.
No, not necessarily, but it's just more Tithing Blade protection. It just, you get to dig to any other card, and you have a spawn to either sack for mana to, like, you know, pay for a mana in your Armadillo Cloak or your Ancestral Mask, or it's just a token sitting around for more Tithing Blade protection. Like, this is great.
So, I'll say this: I've gotten to play some of the current limited format for Modern Horizons. This card has been exceedingly impressive to me.
Yeah, it's very good.
I have almost decked myself a lot in limited with this card.
I think the card is just stupid power. I mean, it's like it is 2 mana, make an 0/1 that can also make a mana, and it looks at the top. What was it? 4 or 5?
5.
Top 5 cards for a
4
permanent.
cards.
Like, that's bonkers. Or 4 cards. Well, anyways,
4 cards. I'm sorry.
Beside the point, it's like it's cool. It's Impulse that ramps you with a creature. Mm-hmm. It's for 2 mana. That's bonkers good. And here specifically, as we just mentioned, Tithing Blade protection.
And there's a lot of Tithing Blades going around. Not too much. Not in this challenge, but in general.
Not necessarily.
This Rakdos Madness deck, it has the inclusion of Sneaky Snacker as a 4 of.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
I can't tell. Oh, ooh. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a main deck way to cast it. Like, you can't cast this in the main deck. You're just pitching these to your Scrapwork Mutts, or you're pitching them to your Galvanic Blast, Faithless Looting.
The other 1 mana red card.
Yeah, exactly. And your Highway Robberies, all that fun stuff. So I thought that was kind of a cute thing. Get more flyers in the air with your Kitchen Imp. Get in there.
This does make my argument that you don't have to build your deck around Sneaky Snacker for Sneaky Snacker to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the same goes with that Terror deck. Like, the Terror deck didn't need to build around it being good. It's just good on its own.
No, but, like, it plays 4 Brainstorms when before it was not playing 4 Brainstorms.
Well, Terror was always playing.
Some like 4 Brainstorms. Some did.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of Fairies.
Ed Lorien revealed, so yeah, I play Brainstorm.
Yeah, I mean, like, Fairies never played 4 Brainstorms before. But anyway, no, you don't really have to build around it too hard. Like, it's just playing its normal, like, 2 Deadly Disputes and stuff like that.
No, I think that covers it.
But with Faithless Looting and that, you can't Faithless Looting, discard a Sneaky Snackers, and get them back that turn because you already drew your 3rd card, and it wouldn't see you drawing the 3rd card in the graveyard.
Correct.
So you do have to have a Sneaky Snacker in the yard before Faithless Looting. So maybe if you go Faithless Looting, flashback Faithless Looting the next turn and get back your Sneaky Snackers.
Yep.
A little 2-for-1. Is it Terror deck? Is there anything new there?
No, I looked through it. I was looking for Galvanic Discharge, and I didn't see it. So nothing too exciting there.
I did notice nothing, not any specific list, but I did notice a lot of these lists are playing basically a Miser's copy of Eviscerator's Insight as another one of those draw 2s that you can just flashback that we mentioned. Yeah, turns out all those cards are good.
And 9th and 10th place was both Black-White Blade, so they were just on the cuff of top ending as well.
Mm-hmm. Cameron, I think, wanted to talk about one of the cards that he called out that we said was not good.
Yeah, I kind of gave it a little shout out in the card of I lost it. Where'd you go?
Retrofitted Transmogrant.
Yeah, so that was that 1 black creature, a singular black. I say 1 black, and then people probably think I mean 2 mana. A black for Retrofitted Transmogrant. It's an artifact zombie, 1/1. You can pay 3 and a black and return it from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped with 2 counters on it, and just grindy decks. It's something you can sack your Daily Dispute to, and you can let it die. You can chump with it for almost forever. Like, you could just chump with it once, and on the end step, bring it back, and you have a 3/3 ready to chump again and to bring back on the end step, which these control decks get to the long game.
Yeah, it kind of answers the issue that Gardens, not necessarily the Gardens had, but I guess it's not solving the issue, but it's more so it's filling the role that the Colony Gardens was playing in just making a cheap thing that can either chump block early or sack to like deadly dispute effects early. But this is just better than that. So I think I definitely wasn't thinking about like a Gardens shell with something like this, but this makes total sense.
Yeah, and a 3/3 is not nothing. Like, if the game gets, like, if you're winning on board, that's...
A 3/3 is bigger than a bunch of 2/3 inspectors with your Glorious Anthem, so... you know, see?
But is it bigger than 2 Thraben inspectors with the Glorious Anthem?
Oh, that's why you just have 2 transmogrants. Yeah.
Well, you got me.
Shall we move
challenge?
on? Yeah, let's do it. All right, let me close this one. Okay, I'm gonna work on that. Okay, cool. Saturday.
Is it better than 8 Thraben
June
inspectors?
15th. This is 52 players in the 32 challenge. We've got in 8th place Hamp Use 1 on Green White Boggles. In 7th place, One Big Pin on Orzhov Blade. In 6th place, Out Ziru on Rakdos Madness. Looks like potentially splashing the Sneaky Snacker. In 5th place, Boom Bust on Grixis Affinity. In 4th place, Boki Floki, back-to-back top 8s, on Goblin Combo, aka Mogwarts. In 3rd place, Pepe Team on Orzhov Blade. In 2nd place, the finals was their only loss in the tournament. Brivenix on Mono Blue Tempo, which I believe is the Mono Blue Terror list. And in 1st place, Miskin Bullock on Coggates with a 7-2 record.
So this Orzhov Blade, I guess what differentiated it from the deck that Austin was playing himself, there's 4 copies of Inspiring Overseer. That's that 2 and a white 2/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you gain a life and draw a card, which I find kind of interesting because there's no ephemerates in this deck too. So it's like kind of a card you see, like you would see it in the old black-white ephemerate decks before we got Tithing Blade printed, and people were like, all right, let's just play Coggates, or let's just play like the birds and the Tithing Blade and stuff. Yeah, the package with the Tithing Blade, the package. But
What's the package?
Also, it had it had 2 Okaba Gang Shinobis, so you can get some ninjutsu, and discard 2 cards, which I think is pretty sick. I think that's a cool addition there. But
ninjutsu
it's also
your
playing the
refurbished familiar,
Omnidead,
like,
yeah, that's pretty sick.
That's
a good target. It does have the one Omen of Dead. I forgot to mention that. I think that's how Austin won game 1 actually against me, was just he had an Omen of Dead and of course Skyfisher, and I just could never break out of that little loop there. It is playing 1 copy of Thraben Charm, which is another new card we're seeing. So maybe they're just testing that out and seeing how it went for them. A very versatile card that I think Hippo and I are fans of. But there's no Monarch creature either, so I thought that was interesting, or no initiative. So it just ends the game with beatdowns.
A full set of Revoke existence in the board alongside a full set of Dust to Dust. They came prepared for Grixis, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's harsh. I'm just digging through here. Anything else that's catching y'all's eyes really hard here?
No, once again, Sneaky Snacker in the Rakdos deck.
Yeah.
Or no,
outside of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Outside of that, the Coggates list looked pretty standard. Why don't we move right along to our last?
I will say this.
Okay, go for it.
Because I have long since said this since the very first time I ever played against this deck. If you go lower than 4 copies of Vampire's Kiss in your Madness deck, something is wrong. That is singularly the best card in that whole deck, and I refuse to believe that playing fewer than 4 copies is correct. I cannot fathom a world where that's correct.
Is that the Drain
That's
3?
very good.
No, it's the
Oh,
it's
2 blood tokens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drain
Drain
2,
2.
Drain 2, or it's Drain 2, make 2 blood tokens.
Okay.
Like, that's the best enabler in the deck, and it also drains them.
Yeah, and that deck also isn't playing the Scrapwork Mutt, so it's even harder to get the Sneaky Schnackers in the graveyard, and you don't have a way to cast it. Shall we move it to...
Yeah, we're moving on to the next one.
Yeah,
Is
let's
it
go
the
to
16th?
our final challenge. This is Sunday, June 16th. We got
Sunday.
66 players in the 64 challenge. In 8th place, Go Baron on Gruul Panza. In 7th place, Hamp Use 1, back-to-back top 8s on Green White Boggles. In 2nd place, Kaikas on Blue Black Fairies. In 5th place, Hugh C on Gruul Panza. Go ahead and bookmark that one, boys. In 4th place, J Waves on White Weenie. In 3rd place, back-to-back 3rd place from Pepe Team on Orzhov Blade. In 2nd place, GN42 on Familiars. And in 1st place, with a 9-1 record, Terminus 0 on Walls Combo. This, real quick to look at the Walls Combo list, this is so many creatures. I know that this is like a version of the deck that you can build, like very all in on the combo, low land count. I just haven't seen one of these in a while personally. It's wild to look at.
This is
a bunch of one-ofs.
Kind of what the typical list of this looks like at this point.
Okay, I got you.
It is no Devin playing 8 lands in his
Yeah,
wall
it's
combo
not some
deck.
it's not some unhinged thing going on here.
He's a madman. But yeah.
Okay, I wanna talk about this Ponza list. Okay, so
Which Ponza list?
So Hugh C's in 5th place. This is about as close as we have to the list that Niederschatten has also been doing really well. Niederschatten had 5 5-0s between like the last 2 days. Like in 48 hours, they had 5 5-0s with this list. And so this is the Gruul deck, but we're playing 2 full play sets of cards that we did not talk about at all in our MH3 episode. One of them is Eldrazi Repurposer, which is 2 and a green for a 3/3. Eldrazi Drone. It is devoid, so it has no color. And when you cast this spell, and when Eldrazi Repurposer dies, create a spawn token, which is 0/1, sacrifice for colorless mana. So, like, on rate, great. That, like, turn 1, Arbor Elf, or, like, Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth, whatever. Turn 2, play your Repurposer, make a spawn, you're ramping, you put a 3/3 into play on turn 2. Great. This card is great. It's a great, like, bridge card to get to your, like, bigger late
That's
game
not
stuff.
That's not too different from the 3-drop a deck was playing before.
But it also makes an additional creature.
Yeah,
Right.
well, why can't I think of that card's name? It was the 3-mana 3/3
Llanowar
Vision
Visionary?
Trample.
Llanowar Visionary? Oh, you're talking about the other one.
Oh,
from
that thing? Oh, I
Capenna?
haven't seen lists playing the Streets of New Capenna green 3/3 for a while.
They stopped playing the other one for a while. And
No,
moved
they
to
were
the
back.
Capenna
No, they
card,
were
I
back
thought.
on the 2/2 elf that draws a card. They've been back on that for months.
You sure?
Yeah,
Yes.
they like the previous Ponza list or previous to the one that won the challenge or whatever was playing
Llanowar Visionary.
whatever that card is, the Llanowar Visionary.
Oh, okay.
Not the whatever the New Capenna creature was.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So
All
we have
right.
Repurposer. So Repurposer fills in another 3-drop slot. So you either go like turn 2, blow up their land with Thermokarst, or like turn 2, Repurposer. This list is also playing some copies of Malevolent Rumble, which is the 2-mana, impulse for a permanent, make a spawn that we talked about earlier. So some lists are playing this, some are not, but also pretty good. And then the other banger is Modern Horizons 3 Draft All-Star Mythic Common
Yeah.
Writhing Chrysalis.
killer.
This is we've got a full set of these. This
All-Stars.
is 2 red-green for an Eldrazi Drone. It's a 2/3. It's devoid, so it has no colors. You can't blue blast this. When you cast this spell, create 2 spawn tokens. Oh, by the way, it's a 2/3 with reach, which we had just talked about is a really good stat line right now. Oh, but wait, there's more. Whenever you sacrifice another Eldrazi, put a +1/+1 counter on Writhing Chrysalis. So it gives you 2 mana with the spawns. When you use those spawns for mana to cast, like, you can just untap. If you have a mana to do this without sacking spawns, you have 4 permanent mana, cast Chrysalis, make 2 spawns, untap, play land. You have 7 mana. You can, like, Boarding Party, Altasaur, like, right away. And then when you sack the spawns to do that, your Chrysalis becomes a 4/5. This thing is insane. This thing is
You can also just-
so cool.
There's also there's a world where you could just cast this on 2 with with the normal like Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl
Yeah.
line.
Yeah,
Like,
you
this
can.
is just disgusting.
It's basically explosive vegetation in this deck with a big butt.
Yeah.
And
With
it has
a
reach.
butt that
Yeah,
blocks
but it's
refurbished
like-
familiar.
Okay. I will so to point out this is the card that we were referring to at the beginning of the episode that we really missed.
Yeah, we really missed on this one. Wow.
Our buddy Blake Cameron said something to me the other day. He goes, you guys really missed this card in your
Oh, Blake
and
Cameron?
yeah, Blake Cameron, and he's like, you really missed this card in your set, whatever you'll read through for MH3, and I was like, I will absolutely admit that I was completely incorrect in missing this card. Well, we were all
Yeah.
were.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This card is bonkers good.
Both in limited and in Pauper,
And in
I
Pauper,
guess.
apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, it's just like it's explosive vegetation with a big body, and it's just like you don't really need like 2 lands from explosive vegetation to stick around, because the problem this deck had before was just like you kind of ramp out, you play your Cascader, and you cascade into a Wild Growth, and then they cast down your Annoyed Altasaur, and you're kind of just poop out of luck. You know what I mean? I guess it's just another fat butt threat, and it lines up well against all the flyers.
Yeah, this is another threat in the deck that huge threat in the deck that dodges Blue Blast too. This doesn't get got by like Boarding Party or whatever, or like Boarding Party does. I was gonna say, and the fact that you not only have it, you have the Repurposer and the Malevolent Rumblings. Your Chrysalises get absolutely massive.
Yeah.
I like the Malevolent Rumbles a lot in this deck because, like I said, like this deck has that problem where it tends to, we've talked about it before, where it just tends to teeter out a little bit, and the Rumbles just help you dig for a little bit of gas to get
Yeah, something, just anything.
anything.
So
A Writhing Chrysalis.
Yeah, Writhing Chrysalis, literally anything.
Yeah. Writhing Chrysalis is...
What were you
is-
saying, Mr. Thomas?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
sorry.
Writhing Chrysalis, I've heard this concept come up. I've heard of this concept before of just like bridge cards. I mentioned this with the Repurposer. In listening to the Sanctum of All, which is one of the teams that puts up a lot of has a lot of players on the Pro Tour right now that are seeing a lot of success. They really highlight folks of marginalized gender, and it's really awesome that there's a community space for folks that that haven't been represented in the past or in the majority or whatever. I was listening to their podcast,
And Dominic Harvey's on there.
and yeah, he worked with them. He's not part of Sanctum, but he did work with them on
Oh,
the last
yep,
Pro Tour.
yep,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Because he loves Slowgurk as well, so they wanted him on the team because they were going to play Slowgurk at the PT.
A
Which
stack
they did
team.
really well. But
Yeah.
I digress.
I'm so glad CFT stock crushed
yeah.
that PT.
Oh yeah, we stood up and applauded when they won their winning in for top 8 when we were watching that night. That was awesome. So I digress. Sanctum Ball, awesome. Shout out to them. They have a new podcast out where they're talking about like tournament results and stuff, and Jason Yee was talking about how CFT stock really taught the group about the importance of bridge cards, about these cards that aren't necessarily like the main thing your deck is trying to do. Like they're not early like setup cards. They're not interaction. They're not your like bombs that you're trying to like base all your whole strategy around, but they're just, if you have good bridge cards that if your opponent doesn't, that can get you from like the beginning of the game, like phase 1, if to use like next level Magic, like Patrick Chapin language, like to get from phase 1 of a game of Magic to like if your deck wants to be in phase 3, which Ponza definitely is a deck that wants to be in like the third phase, like the late stage of the game, like not like the early stage for aggro decks or like the mid stage for mid-range decks, but like the late game, but generally for control decks or like these big ramp decks. And so like having these bridge cards that can help you skip from the early phase to the late phase, that then also can be threats on their own, like Writhing Chrysalis is a huge game changer in how a deck can position itself in a metagame, how you can map out your play patterns. Like it was a really cool concept, in listening to them talk about it on the podcast and really internalizing that as like a good deck building like strategy. Like like there's like Graveyard Trespasser in black red mid range for like Pioneer or Standard or whatever. Like these good cards that like they hit the field. You kind of have to deal with them because if you don't, then like they can potentially run away with the game themselves. So I think Writhing Chrysalis fits that bill. That was kind of a long aside, but I really Writhing is just really strong. It's really strong, and like I've been wanting to like thinking about picking up Ponza to like play it myself anyway, and I almost added Repurposers and Writhing Chrysalises to my order today, and I kind of wish I had, but I'll pick them up. I'll pick them up at some point.
I got plenty for you.
Oh, cool.
I think on another thing on top of this is these are both of these, like all three of these new cards are all very good hits off of your Cascaders, even if you don't get like, say you cast an Annoyed Allosaur and you still have there's the chance of hitting the Arbor Elf, the Utopia Sprawl, blah, but your chances to hit a good card instead of just a super medium card, something like the 3/3 with Vigilance or whatever that we had previously, the chances to hit these good cards goes up more and more, and I think that is another huge boon for this deck.
I agree 100%.
I am a little shocked that this list is not playing any Generous Scents, because those are just nice just to immediately know you're going to have your mana fix to get one of your Highland Forestas. So it is a little shocking to see that, and it's that's a good card to hit off Annoyed Allosaur.
Well, that was another thing. I think you're wanting to play more spells, and by wanting to play more spells, you need to also have the lands to back it up. So I think this kind of fills the gap, and also you just have more lands by playing all these Eldrazi that make these tokens. Like you don't necessarily need the Generous Sin. I do think Generous Sin's good too. I played it in my Dredge deck I played or whatever, but I think you may not necessarily need that kind of card right now in the metagame.
Yeah, I mean a 5/6 reach.
5/7 reach.
5/7 reach.
It gains 3 life.
I did see a 5/0 list with like a single Oliphant.
Yeah, Oliphant's a sick card too, because it
gives
just pushes
trample.
the damage.
Yeah.
But no, like these Chrysalis cards get bigger than any other creature in your deck. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like it's the biggest card in your deck by being a 4-drop.
God, we didn't even talk about drawing 2 of them. It's pretty nuts.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I've had that happen in
Crystals
limited.
and crystals.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
stupid.
disgusting. It's absolutely vile.
Dude, this makes me wish the Titan, that Gruul Titan that's an uncommon, the 5-mana 5/5 trample,
yeah.
that puts counters, that makes me wish that was a common.
No.
Yeah. I feel like Drew just going, yeah.
Avenging Hunter isn't good enough for you.
No, it's good. Let's move away from that. It's boring.
Yeah, I mean, Ponza definitely looks like a very good deck going forward. So prepare yourself to have your lands blown up, everyone.
Prepare yourself.
Beautiful.
Bring those bridges in.
So
they
or
can
I
bring
just play a deck
Glamours.
that doesn't really need lands to win the game.
Yeah. Shall we wrap it up there, boyos?
Should we do a quick meta percentage, or are we toasty? Are we toasted out?
I'm good.
I feel like we talked about it enough. I feel like I feel like this is enough. This is enough. You got the point.
Oh,
well, let things shake out a little bit.
One more quick thing. Yeah,
Hit me.
One more quick thing. I want to talk about this mono white list for 1 second.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So I know I had mentioned when I had like kind of drafted a list of this last week that I said that I had thought about Eagles of the North. Jay Wade did play Eagles of the North, so it turns out that card is good enough to play.
Well, maybe they.
And they also did play 4 Thraben Charms in their deck, so I had that nailed right down.
Yeah, Thraben Charm's a sick card.
Yeah,
That's
that card's completely fine on its own. The rest of the deck kind of makes sense. It's the deck that has been around for quite some time. But that's my one call out.
The black-white blade deck, the one that got 3rd place again, they went up a copy of Thraben Charm, so they went up from 1 to 2. So they must have liked the versatility that little card offered.
I know I do.
I know Hippo does. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Yeah, leave us a review if you like us that much, or don't. Or you should, though. It makes us happy. We didn't check this week because I know we got one question. But Hippo will lead your reviews aloud on the pod. Every day you don't leave a review, Hippo cries. And you have to live with that, so leave us a review. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars if you could. We have an email at commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. That with our Twitter bios will be in the description below, so you could DM us or whatever too.
I'm also I'm in process of setting up a YouTube channel for the pod as well, and the first thing we'll do is getting the all of our existing episodes up as an archive, so we can have them all on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks.
I had a thought on that as well. No, that's just YouTube stuff. We should do YouTube stuff when we get back. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a lot of work. So we'll have to talk about that at some point. But I have lav mics. I have a nice camera.
Oh yeah, we have it all. We will make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to do paper content so bad. Oh yeah. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Thanks everyone.
Later, everyone.
We love you.
Yeah, we do. Until next week. Jay, get better. Can't catch everything, you know.
It happens.
You gotta catch them all.
151 of them.
All 6,002 of them.
Oh God, Lord.
No, it's just over 1,000.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
barely over 1,000.
Whoa, donkey!
Only 1,000.
Yeah, there's only
Sorry,
1,000.
but that's a
Pokemon.
lot. You only gotta catch them all. Umbreon. What's your favorite Pokemon? Everybody, quick. Mine's Umbreon.
Gliscor.
Hippo, quick. Tom, none of you are quick. Wait, yours is what?
Gliscor.
Huh?
It's from 4th gen. It's an evolution of Gligar, which was a little guy from the 2nd gen.
Oh, he's like that, like kind of long black one with the
poison-
red
the-
accents.
No, it's the poison
Yeah,
bat.
yeah,
The
yeah.
purple poison, big purple poison bat.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. He's black,
Well, he's got black wings.
right? Gliscor, Hippo. Yeah. I know what
You
you're
are
talking
you
about.
are talking to the least educated person on Pokemon.
That's okay. I
I'm
stopped
putting
that
it-
for
I'm
like
putting
the
it in
3rd gen,
Discord.
or 4th gen.
Gliscor.
I found it already. Yeah. Okay, you're right. That is more purple. Yeah, I remember that card's sick. Or that card.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
had
it's
a
That
Gliscor
Pokemon's
EX
sick.
card that I played with at the time.
Suicune. Suicune's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
All right, Hippo doesn't have a favorite Pokemon.
I think if
and
my I
Cyndaquil,
think if
and
I
Totodile.
like I think if I had to pick a team, my team would be Charizard because I'm an old school noob. Charizard,
yeah,
Gliscor,
Charizard's sick though.
Sceptile, Umbreon, probably Oddish. Oddish has really grown on me. He literally
Oddish
he
is
hangs
cute.
out in my car, and he's the weed Pokemon. So.
You know he's gonna smoke his Pokemon.
No, he just has to watch me do it.
He's just gonna roll up his Oddish.
He'll grow a new leaf. It's fine.
I just imagine.
just use
I'm
an
just
Oddish
dying.
leaf as a blunt.
That's a roll.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, Oddish. You use Charizard's tail to light it.
Yeah. The Pokemon I actually have I told you this? All the Pokemon that I actually have little plushies of are all like kind of like tangentially stoner related without meaning to. So I have Oddish.
Snorlax.
I have Snorlax. I have Umbreon, which is kind of like, like night, lights, cool, like and I have Charmander for the fire. And I also have Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
I picked up Bulbasaur recently.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have a Torchic too. I have a Torchic somewhere.
Those are
If you made it this far, thank you so much for. I bet that's gonna be the end bit.